Well, hello and welcome back, and thanks for coming back. Where are we? Well, we're lost in uptown Peyia. That's where we are. Sit back and relax, kick off those flip-flops and perhaps pour yourself a tot or two. We're on our route down to the main Coral Bay Road to Paphos. So we're en route to Paphos. But as I say, we're up in the highlands of Peyia, and we've just collected a car, and there's cars coming at me like crazy and scowling at you, as they do in downtown Cyprus, because you're always in the wrong. You understand me? You're always in the wrong. If you're coming the right way down a one-way street and someone's coming the other way, you's in the wrong. So get used to it and just pull over, because you never know. If your name's Mr. Paul, you maybe go down a one-way street, especially for Lady Ali and of course Sir Neil and those couple of dads, of course Sir Brian and of course Lord Mike. Now you may have noticed that the sky is not looking quite so blue today. The weather's changing, it definitely is. November is upon us, of course, but it's still looking pretty blue, and of course you can see the sea just between those trees, and it is looking rather blue, and it's not that chopsy yet, although they have forecast that perhaps over the next couple of days, maybe some of the, well, leftover of the storm that's hit the UK might hit Europe, and might, and they say might, just clip the beautiful place known as Paphos in Cyprus. Let's hope not. Well, let's hope so, to be honest, because I don't mind a little bit of rain now and again, although that means I'll have to wash my car that many more times. The car's had a bit of a wash today, and it's quite clean, and let's hope that it doesn't piddle down before we get back to Paphos, because Cyprus is a strange place. You can have rain in Peyia, no rain in Tsada, rain in Marika, and then no rain in Paphos. It's of course due to all the mountain ranges. But here we are, uptown Peyia is where we are, if you're curious to know. Of course, one or two people do tune in now and again, and one or two people do live in Peyia. We've just taken a car back to the superstar known as David Potter, and of course we had the great honour to meet himself and his partner in crime, Miss Angela, not that long ago in the Paphos Promenade and Harbour area. And they're going to come and see us hopefully before Angela goes back, and David's going to hang around for a little bit longer because he absolutely adores Peyia and Coral Bay in particular. And of course there's other people who love Coral Bay. Perhaps if your name's James Henry, of course Lady Ali, oh yeah, she gets very, very upset when we're in Peyia and we don't go down the Coral Bay Strip. But guess what? Today we're not going to go down the Coral Bay Strip. We're going to get close to it. We're going to clip it, shall we say, but we're not actually going to go down it because we're heading back to Paphos. We are about to join the main Peyia to Paphos road. It's coming up very, very soon, and just before that we're going to see, there it is, just over there, look at that, there you go Lady Ali, look at that, especially for you. There's the Bank of Cyprus, there's the Les Amis, and I don't know, what's the other one called? I can't remember. Anyway, it's a Mexican style restaurant, isn't it? But that's Coral Bay Strip just over there. We are taking a left and we're on the main road back to Paphos. And of course we're going to go through Tsada, Marika, Tomb of the Kings area, and then Paphos is where we're going to come to the end of this little video. So if you want to know the road from Peyia, Coral Bay to Paphos, stick with us, don't click off just yet. Now, big shout out to some of the other stars who like to watch the show now and again. There's a girl in charge of the show, and she lives in downtown Hartlepool, and of course her name is Dame Anne. Very, very good morning to you, Dame Anne. And of course Sir Peter, and you never know, you might be waltzing the dog in and around the Hartlepool Marina. And of course that dog's called Purdy, and this car's called Purdy as well. Yes, we're in the Jaguar, and I know some superstars who like a Jaguar or two, and of course his name is Lord Nigel of the Big Guns, and as it happens he's in downtown Paphos as we speak, and of course if he's here that must mean that Lady, oh so sweet Caroline must be here as well, and they are. And the first day they were here they visited Coola's jewellery shop, and they put a big smile on her face, that's for sure. And then the next day they came down to the Paphos Harbour and put a big smile on my face, and of course on Marika's face. Great friends from all the way back in the beginning of the channel. Each and every person that chooses to watch us, we see you as family members and we see you as our friends. why not come and join us one night in the Pelican restaurant? You'll find us there most evenings from around about 7ish as the nights start to draw in. But if you want to particularly meet us, don't forget to message us just to make sure that we're not having a day off or two. Or perhaps we moseyed on down and gone somewhere else. You never know, because there are other places for us to visit in and around Paphos. Like I say, the weather is, well, it's still spectacular, by the way. You know, if you're coming from Northern Europe, perhaps if your name is Lady Anna, my superstar, the greatest lawyer in the world, and you've got the greatest doctor in the world, Sir Thomas, and of course they've got a son, and he's going to be the future greatest lawyer in the world, and that's Mr. Bart. Still haven't heard, have you passed your driving test yet? I think you have, and I think you're racing around in a Lexus or two. Of course, one of these days you'll be getting yourself a Mercedes, because of course Mr. Bart loves a Mercedes or two, and he did like my Mercedes, but now I'm in a Jag, and I tell you what, it's a very, very nice car indeed. Let's slow down for this speed bump. It's a bit of a speed bump from hell, by the way. Now, talking about speed bumps, I was reading in the Paphos Post the other day that the government of Cyprus has decided in their great wisdom, and it is great wisdom, to slowly but surely remove all the speed bumps in and around Cyprus, because they say it doesn't calm traffic and it just frustrates people. And to be honest, I think that's the case. Now, we're going to take a diversion. I just realised we're not going to Paphos, no. We're going up towards Tsada, because we're going to deliver a car, which is what, 1, 2, 3, 4 cars up. We're going to take that car to a lady, and then we're going to take her car. Complicated. Anyway, I've just been to Peyia to collect some money off a lady that owed me some money, and she has very kindly agreed to lend her car to her friend, stick with us, who lives up in Tsada, so that we can take her car and then fix her car. See? What great use it is if you've got friends in the world, isn't it? And don't forget, Marika and me, we are your friends. If ever you're in Paphos and you find yourself needing something or in trouble, please make contact, and I'll do my very, very best to help you out. And that reminds me of a superstar in downtown Southend, who now and again likes to go and do a bit of lardy-darring. Well, actually doesn't smoke, but lardy-darring is smoking a cigar. Romeo and Julieting. So a big shout out to some of the fans of the show. Of course, if your name is Sir Bernie and there's a girl in your life called Lady Jan, a very, very good morning to you. And talking about Romeo and Julieting, well, if your name is Lord Derek Scully and there's a LaBouffe in your life, a very, very top of the morning to you in downtown Dublin. And of course, there's a superstar, the greatest electrician in the world, and he just happens to have a partner in crime who is probably the greatest accountant in the world. And of course, I'm talking to the superstars known as Sir Martin and of course Lady Victoria. These are some of the stars who now and again like to come back and watch the little channel known as Marika and me. On that note, if you do like the channel, well, why not hit that the thumbs up button? Doesn't cost you a penny. Why not hit that subscribe button? Doesn't cost you a single penny. It just tells YouTube that you like what you see, and perhaps they should recommend it to more like-minded people. You never know. Shall we take a left? Yeah, we'll take a left. It's going to be faster. I'm having to think on my feet because, like I said, we were going to Paphos and then I realised we're going somewhere else. You see, not much planning on the channel known as Marika and me. But if you do like it, don't forget you can support the channel by hunting us down on the Buy Me a Coffee platform. It's very, very simple. All you got to do is Google these magic words: Buy Me a Coffee, Marika and me, and up will come our landing page, and you'll have the choice to read all about us. And of course, if you want, you can read some of the comments and see who has bought us coffees in the past and read all the replies as well. There's two ways to help us out. You can support us, that's by buying us virtual coffees, or you can join us as a superstar member at only €10 a month. And a big shout out to some of those superstars again. If your name is, let me think, oh yes, Lady Kerry, and there's a man in your life, the greatest roadie in the world. Of course, that's Sir Tony. Big shout out to you. Big shout out to some people in downtown South Wales. If your name's Lady Anne Marie, there's a man in your life called Sir Michael, and you've got a Princess Kaylee. A big shout out to you. And talking about princesses, there's another princess in downtown South Wales. Big Calimera. Good morning to Princess Layla, and a big shout out to your dad. Oh yeah. Sir Lee, our mountain man. And of course, to his beauty, the greatest restaurant manageress in the world, Lady Vicky. Big shout out to you guys. And of course, there's some other stars on the show. We've got Sir Tony, Lady Gosha, and of course they're coming to Paphos again next year, and they're getting married, and we're going to be going to that wedding. And you never know, we might get to make a special little Marika and me video. So we're headed up towards Tsada, around the back roads from Tsada. If you follow the channel, we've been on these roads before. Normally we're coming down. This time we're going up. That's Tsada in the distance, and that's where all the rich people live, on that mountainside. Because if you want to buy a villa up there, well, you're going to need a little bit more than chump change, that's for sure. Big shout out to some of the guys in downtown damp South Wales. If you're living in downtown Cardiff, hopefully the weather's not treating you too badly. And of course that's the two twins. Oh yeah, Lord Jeremy and Lord Simon, a big Calimera to you. And we'll probably be going and doing some sublacking, especially for you a little bit later on tonight in the downtown Paphos Harbour. And you never know, I might even smoke a Romeo and Juliet #2 as I think about you. Downtown Tsada, that's where we are. I'm not sure, is this Tsada or is this Tsada? Who knows? Go and check the property prices and then we'll find out, because Tsada's that little bit more expensive, that little bit more upmarket than Tsada. But the weather's looking a little bit gloomy, isn't it? Well, perhaps if you're not from Northern Europe, but by Cyprus standards, it's a little bit gloomy today. There's a customer of mine, by the way. I didn't flash it because he wouldn't recognise me in this car. And I haven't got a raincoat on either, although possibly tomorrow I might need to put one on because they have forecasted a bit of rain. There's another customer of mine, there we go, in his silver HRV. Yes. Now, talking about HRVs, there's two guys all the way up in northern Germany, and I'll bet they're getting quite excited because November, there we go, get it right, November is upon us, and that must mean that these two guys up in northern Germany are getting very excited indeed, because they are just about to relocate to downtown Konya, right above the motorway in Paphos, and they're going to get a spectacality of a view indeed, straight across the rooftops and down to the blueness of the blue Mediterranean Sea. Who am I talking about? You know who it is. Big shout out to Mr. Dirk and Mr. Michael, and of course Leno the dog. And they're coming out of Paphos in what, 10 days or so they'll be here, and there'll be a silver Honda HRV parked at Paphos Airport waiting especially for them. This is a Honda HRV that I sold to these guys about 3 months ago now, and I believe it's the best Honda HRV in the world. One lady owner from new, and she cherished it. Full Honda service history. Now it's got Abra service history as well. We've gone through it, made sure it's a perfect car, and it really is. It's a fabulous little car, and they're going to get great times with that car. And there's no doubt that Leno in the back is going to get to go to the beach and back in comfort. That's for sure. We're heading up Stephanie Hill, so we're cutting through the centre of Tsada now. And as we climb up this hill, as I've come to tell you a few times before, property prices certainly start to climb. If you want a house around this area, probably 350 to 500,000 euros. As we climb up to the top, it's going to go to 750 to $1 million and more. So I'm lucky to have a customer or two who lives around here, because obviously they've got a couple of bob. But anyway, there's my brother in front. So that car has been kindly loaned by the lady in Peyia to her friend up in Tsada, and then we're going to steal her car and take it and fix it up for her and take it back in 2 or 3 days, and then of course we'll deliver that car back to Mrs. Briggs, and we'll say a very big thank you on behalf of Di, because that's the lady's name in Tsada. See, that's what friends are for, isn't it? So we're coming to the top of Stephanie Hill. What's that thing? Oh my god, it's a Tesla coming the other way. Hopefully he's remembered to charge it up, otherwise he'll be walking home. What do you think of that one, Mr. Mart? Hey, Lady Andrea? Not lovers of electric cars, are we? Neither is Lord Andy or Lady Ness. No, they like to drive around in the big black beast, making videos on their channel, which of course is Andy and Ness's Travels. want to click through and go and have a look. And while you're at it, why go hunt Andrew and Mark down as well. Yeah, YouTubers extraordinaire, whizzing around various roads in and around the UK, and hopefully they're not going to get drowned in all the weather. Let's hope not. Well, Andy won't, because he's in a big Black Beast. He's in a big Range Rover, so he should be all right, shouldn't he? He should be. Where are we now? Well, we're heading down towards Tremathusa, and then we'll get to Tremathusa. We'll join the main Masoi road, so that's the main road from Polis area into Paphos, and we're going to go and take a left and go up that road, because we're going to Bicla Villas, which is in Tsada. And Tsada is set at around about 600 metres, so what's that? About 1,400, 1,500 feet above sea level. So believe it or not, some years, not every year, but some years they can get snow, a little flaking of snow. But one thing's for sure, you certainly need central heating or a very good log burner if you live up there in the winter. Obviously in the summer it's very pleasant, 2 or 3 degrees cooler than downtown Paphos. Temperature today, what is it? 29 degrees. That's not bad, is it? Even though it's looking a little bit glum, outside it's 29 degrees. So that's especially for the weather girl. And of course that is Lady Dawn. She's got a husband called Sir Sean. They've got a great little dog, and he's not that little, but he's a really nice looking little dog, very proud dog, and that's Sir Bobo, and he's a little cat friend, and she's called Lady Daisy. And now and again, well, they go and steal Sean's credit card, and they go and click through to our About page, where they find the Buy Me a Coffee platform. That's why I love that dog and that cat very, very much indeed. And of course they buy us a virtual coffee or two. Tremathusa, that's where we are, and we're going to whiz through Tremathusa. What's in Tremathusa? Not a lot. But there's an English car dealer called A&W Cars. He's going to come up on the left hand side, and on the right hand side is one of these, I think it's Botanical, is that how you say it? I don't know, but one of these eco-friendly shops where you can buy eco-friendly fruit and veg and makeup and all those kind of things. Anyway, there you go, that's A&W Cars. That's Neil and Alison Wishart, quite an honest car trader like myself. We now and again do a bit of business together. Obviously we're all going to make a couple of bob, but that's the way the world works, isn't it? Big school on the right hand side, that's the Tremathusa school, and then here you've got a charity shop which likes to help the cats and sort out the birth control and make sure they're all fed. And as we can see, parking from hell. No one seems to care where they park. There we go. Nice man in a Mercedes, let us go through. He understands that I'm in a Jaguar, and Jaguar amongst British people is higher than a Mercedes, because I haven't got a Mercedes anymore. There we go. Right, I think these heavens are going to open up, by the way. That's what I think. That's what the weather has said, that we could be in for the odd thunderstorm or two. So, but don't worry, if you come to Paphos, it doesn't last very long. There was a chappie all the way from Wales, and his name's Wayne, and he was asking, what's the weather like in the evenings? Well, I would say bring a cardigan or a jumper, perhaps bring a very light coat, because you never know, the temperature could drop to around 20, 21. Yes, you heard me correctly. It could drop to around 20, 21 on an evening in the case of Paphos Harbour. But don't worry, they do have these gas things that heat up and make you quite warm again. Sometimes you have to turn them off because it's just too hot. Anyway, on top of that mountain up there is Tsada. And on top of that mountain, on this side, on the right-hand side, is Bicla Villas. That's where we're going. See, 3 mountains, one on the left, one in the middle, and one on the right. Bicla Villas is the one on the right. Lots of people live up there, lots of foreigners and expats, and they've got a great, great view. Straight across the rooftops of Paphos, straight out to the blue Mediterranean Sea. I'm going to say, if you like what you see, hit the like, click that subscribe, and perhaps come back for a little bit more of my complete and utter madness as I travel in and around the municipality of Paphos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again very, very soon indeed.